Welcome to the Most High Podcast. It's Stefan Hester. Today I'm going to be doing my first individual podcast today. I'm going to be talking about the subject of discipline, on what discipline is, the importance of discipline, and most importantly, how to take this word and turn it into action. This discipline is a verb. And I just wanted to talk about discipline because discipline is the one thing that I seen that changed the direction of my life. Even from when I was a young kid playing basketball. I remember one time my dad told me, Stefan, you good, you know how to shoot, you can dribble, but you only 6 foot, you're a point guard. If you're gonna really want to make it to the next level playing basketball at your height, you're gonna have to learn how to dribble with your left hand. And you can ask Mr. Carefree, my neighbors, everybody growing up. I used to be outside dribbling all day, every day, around the neighborhood with my left hand, and through middle school, high school, AAU, and that ended up leading to me getting me a little basketball scholarship. And the most important thing about just the whole journey of going to play basketball and me applying that discipline, and on the back end is where I learned to get knowledge of self and learn about Malcolm X and economics and values and businesses, and it's really a snowball effect. Once you start applying discipline, you won't have nothing but great outcomes if you decide to take that route. So first I'm gonna start off with discipline is how you practice self-obedience and self-control. Self-obedience is the highest form of sacrifice, and what I mean by that. You're not in this world. You're not gonna be willing to gain anything if you're not willing to give anything. If you want to gain something in America, if you want to gain something in this world, period, you're gonna have to make a sacrifice. If you want to gain a fit body, you're gonna have to make a sacrifice to go to the gym or run and do calisthenics and things of that nature. If you want to practice in the stock market, you're gonna have to make a sacrifice to put your money in the market and take risk to see if you're gonna come out on top. If you're gonna buy land, and how I did it, I bought my land cash. I bought my property cash. So I had to make a sacrifice on not spending money, not going places, not doing things of that nature. I wanted to change my diet. I had to make a sacrifice by stop eating meat. I used to love to eat Whataburger, the number 2, double meat with cheese. But I had to make a sacrifice to stop eating meat if I wanted just my own personal values. Discipline also lets you have it allows you to create your own morals, principles, and values. Discipline, say for instance, when I show up to a place and if the people are already familiar with me, they know I don't eat meat, right? So if they know I don't eat meat, they know I stand for something. They know I have drawn a line in the sand to say, okay, Stefan here, we know he don't eat meat. But some majority of society will be like, he don't eat meat. But how I look at it is me applying this discipline, the people around me know that I stand for something. That's I have principles, I have morals, I have values, and discipline allows you to set that tone for yourself, even if it's just meat, even if it's just saving your money, if it's investing, if it's not to go out, if it's to spend time with your family, no matter what it is, discipline will allow you to stand on your morals and your values, and it won't be swayed with other people's beliefs, of thoughts, of opinions, of society. Discipline allows you to stand on your own. Discipline is essential to becoming a successful person, no matter what field or training level you specialize in. The reason I start with discipline is that when you have discipline, you take the things that you learn and put them into practice, no matter what adversity becomes between you and your end goal. Here in the United States of America, no matter what our situations are, We all have the opportunity to become successful if we apply discipline to our life. I will give you a couple of steps to apply discipline to your life. But before I go into these steps, what I want to talk about is life. We go through the educational system and we really not prepared because they just send us through tests and other bases that's not, they send us through systems that we not going to actually go through in the real world. We're not going to be going through algebra or trigonometry or calculus or any of these things like that in the real world. Excuse me. But when you apply discipline, if you specialize in a training in something, if I want to be the best basketball player, if I want to be the best plumber, if I want to learn how to learn Spanish, if I apply discipline, that consists of repetition, that consists of consistency. And like the great Lil Wayne said, repetition is the father of learning. So if you want to learn something, you have to do it over and over and over and over again, no matter what adversity comes between you and your end goal. So it's going to be a lot of things that's going to knock you off your pivot in life. You're going to have deaths. You're going to have people that want to see you fail. You're going to have enemies. You're going to have just life in general. You're going to have heartbreaks. You're going to have all kind of things that you're going to go through that's going to want to knock you off your pivot from getting to your end goal. But in order to get to your end goal, it's not to focus on the goal. When you have discipline, you don't focus mainly on the goal. You create a system. And in order to get to goals, you don't focus on the end result. You just focus on your system. So, in between your beginning of your goal and the middle of your goal and the end point of your goal, it's going to be so much adversity that's going to want to make you quit on that road. Me being a black man in America, I feel like I done seen a little bit of everything in life, from getting shot twice to going to college to starting a business to having people that I know go to prison or die, or from having millionaire family members to having incarcerated family members. I have seen a wide range on a wide spectrum of things, and I have been through a fair share of adversity. And what I have learned to overcome, overthrow, and overtake in this society is that you have to exert discipline. And the maximum or the more discipline that you can apply at a consistent level will determine the elevation or levitation that you will be in life. See, the thing is, I have never been one to make a lot of money in my life. Coming out of college, I started my first business at 22 because when I was in college, I disciplined myself to save my money because I created a system in college. And when I created that system in college, my end goal to that system was to start a business. Now, going through my process of starting a business, I had no actuality with what business was or anything like that. I just created my mind that I was going to be a businessman no matter what. So I disciplined myself through these steps. And that went the same with owning my properties to getting in shape to everything. But I'm going to give you my principles here on discipline. First, you must practice discipline in your mind. All acts of discipline begin with your mind. You must have a strong mind to live a disciplined lifestyle. You can strengthen your mind by learning a skill, teaching someone else a skill, listening, reading facts, and writing are just a few ways you can strengthen your mind. You discipline your mind by strengthening your mind, and that comes through adequate knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of why you're applying this discipline. You want to know why you're applying discipline. Why I say you want to have adequate knowledge and wisdom and understanding on why you're applying this discipline, because any human is going to be trained to be disciplined in some form or fashion. If you're going to school, kindergarten through 12th grade, you're going to be disciplined to sit in that class till the bell ring, till you get out of class. You're going to know your lunchtime. You're going to be in that system. Discipline is nothing but a system. Just like if you working on a job, you're gonna get up at 8 in the morning and go to your job and work, and you're gonna get off. You're gonna do the same system over and over again. So you're applying that discipline within that realm of your life. You just have to have the adequate knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on why you applying this discipline. Just like that's why I say, for example, learning a new skill, teaching someone else a skill, because teaching someone is way harder than learning it. When you can accurately teach someone, that itself is a whole new discipline, because it's like being a great coach, like Phil Jackson. If you can teach someone how to perform, that means you have mastered that discipline in order to teach the next or the players or the company how to maintain its flow. You must practice the knowledge you learn through discipline. You must apply new knowledge through repetitive action. This is how you first begin to formulate your discipline. Learning things and not applying them to life is just wasted knowledge. If you learn a whole lot of things and you just know it all, but you're not taking the actual knowledge you're obtaining and applying it to life, it's just wasted knowledge. So there's a lot of people in the United States that know a lot of things, especially with these phones. Everybody feel like they can Google and know everything and feel like they're so conscious to know these things. But just knowing things without action is just purposeless. You're just somebody with an opinion because you don't have the actual power to make a change in what you know or to act on what you know. Power is the ability to act on a situation. And if you just know something, it's purposeless. To go on. Once you have strengthened and disciplined your mind, you must discipline your way of thinking. What you're thinking is what you're becoming. So your thoughts must match your actions. If you have disciplined thoughts, your life will reflect that. I have the Muhammad Ali quote, "What you're thinking of what you're becoming," is painted in my house, because everything that you put at the forefront of your mind are the things that you're going to chase, are the things that you're going to create. If you're thinking about robbing a bank, if you're thinking about doing crazy things, that's what you're going to become. Just like the music we listen to. If you run around listening to all this crazy music, you're going to have that's going to be a part of your diet. So if you have disciplined thoughts, if you keep in the back of your mind that today I got to run my 3 miles, today I got to learn 30 minutes of Spanish, today I'm going to continue with my system. Your thoughts got to come. Today I'm going to wake up, I'm going to make my bed. I'm going to continue with this system. You got to have disciplined thoughts. If you don't have disciplined thoughts, you won't have disciplined actions. Everything starts in the mind. Once you understand how to use discipline, then you must harness the power of discipline and direct that power towards your vision. So once you have got the understanding, understanding comes after knowledge and wisdom. Once you got the understanding of discipline, you want to take that discipline and put it towards your vision. If your vision is to be a plumber, take that discipline and apply it to being a plumber. If your vision is to be a pianist, take that discipline and apply it towards that vision. You're not really using discipline, and like I said, until you apply it towards your vision. This is how you make dreams come true in America. This is how you become a superhero. It's only one way. We are trained to get up, go to school, make good grades, get a job, get married, and that's the American dream. Buy you a house. That's the American dream. But the real American dream, the real people who we remember in history, the real heroes, the Marcus Aurelius, the Malcolm X's, the Elijah Muhammad's, the Marcus Garvey's, the Cesar Chavez's, the Aristotles, these people applied extreme amount of discipline. And that's the only way you become a supernatural figure. Usain Bolt will be remembered forever for being the fastest man to ever live, but it's not that he was just the fastest man. He applied extreme amount of discipline to get to his goals, just like Kobe or Jordan. any kind of great athlete, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, anybody that put themselves in powerful positions, they had to create a system and maintain that system to overcome, overthrow, and overtake. While learning to master discipline, you must compete with yourself. You must learn how to set challenges for yourself. Each time you select a new challenge, make it a little more complex than the previous one. This is how you force yourself to get better at your craft. Most importantly, to master yourself. And what I mean by that, just for example, I try to run 3 miles every day, if not every day, every other day. And what I mean about just making it a little bit more harder or more difficult, you don't want to run 3 miles at the same pace every time you go run. You don't want to run just 3 miles every time you go run. Some days you run 3, some days you run 6, some days you run 4. But you always want to challenge yourself. If you're doing something and it's a hard task, and that hard task start becoming easy to you, well, you need to boost it up a little bit. You're never going to get the best out of yourself if you start getting comfortable. You want to be comfortable doing uncomfortable things. And the more uncomfortable things is, the harder the challenge is, the harder the task is, the more discipline you're going to have to apply. But the more discipline, the harder the task is, in the end, on the back end, the more rewarding it is. To go on. Maintaining your discipline will be the most challenging part of your journey. Learning how to say no is essential to staying on the right path. You must put your vision first. People will make plans with you. You will want to do things and life will happen, but you must keep your vision first. This will be vital to maintaining your discipline. For example, in my 20s, I'm 30 years old now. In my 20s, I didn't go on a vacation. I never been on a vacation out the country. And when I was younger, growing up, most people was like, "Oh, you crazy? You don't want to go nowhere. You hood institutionalized, woody woody whoop. You don't want to go do nothing. You don't want to go do nothing and explore the world. You just stuck in one box." But that's the same in college, or even after college. When I started my business, or when I was making money to invest to first start my business, and after I started my business, to investing in the stock market, to selling my stocks, to buying property, to where I'm at today. And the next move I'm gonna make today is start developing my land. People can't see your vision, so I had to sacrifice a lot. I had to say no to going to a lot of events. I had to say no to going on a lot of vacations. I had to say no to going out spending my money. I had to make choice and wise decisions for futuristic opportunities for myself. What I learned about discipline and entrepreneurship and just becoming the master of your own life is nobody's going to really see your vision like you see your vision. You have to spend your time to actually create and mold your vision. And the only way that's going to come is sometimes you're going to have to be alone. Sometimes you're going to have to be alone to formulate and come up with your concept and ideas. Because normally when you stepping out and you're doing something outside of the normal, and you using discipline to get to your goals, like me changing my diet, or not going out to the club, or not going on vacation, or writing my book, or things of that nature. Most people, when I was doing it, they looked at me like I was crazy, or I was just different. You know, they look at you like you're different when you apply discipline and you stand for something, and you stand on your morals, you stand on your principles, you stand on your values. And when you stand for something like Muhammad Ali did, first they call you crazy, but they know you're a righteous man because you stand on what you know. And when you stand on what you know, that's a strong person. You're not a man anymore. You are something much larger than that. So go on. You want to focus your discipline on mastering your strengths and working on your weaknesses. You always want to keep your tools sharpened. So the things that you're good at, don't get comfortable just because you're good at it. because it's somebody coming to take that position. And it's not even that. You just don't want to lose your abilities as well. You want to stay sharp. If you're a master or something, keep being a master. Don't slack and get comfortable. Comfortable always kills. But ignorance is bliss. So when you start getting blissful, when you get comfortable, that means you're starting to get ignorant. You want to always stay sharp. You always want to stay uncomfortable. And this is how you stay hungry for knowledge. This is how you stay hungry for accepting new ideas and keeping open-mindedness. Excuse me. To go on. Discipline consists of consistency, practice, or training as a routine part of your life. Over time, your training should become easier. Therefore, it's crucial to push yourself to new heights. You have to stay consistent. Routine. You don't want to focus your life on feelings and emotions and news and things that you cannot control. You have to focus on your routine, your system, and you have to be consistent with your routine. You can't let other things sway you. You can't let just because you're feeling bad today, you're not going to chase your vision. No matter what's happening, you have to stick to the plan. You have to stick to the routine. And that's the only way you're going to obtain results here in the United States of America or anywhere. If you have a vision and if you have the freedom, I'm not going to say the freedom, if you have the opportunity, if you have the vision and you have the opportunity and the right circumstances, you need to apply a system and routine and be consistent in this routine. To go on, organization is a critical component. Organization is a critical discipline component because you must map out your destiny. You cannot map out your reality. You cannot map out your vision if your reality is a mess. You want to get your room organized, your house, your yard, then your community. Organization starts on a micro level and it expands outwardly. You want this to be a trickle down habit in all things you do. In order to get to your goals, you want to have things in order. If you apply order, things will always be in line, and that comes through organization. That comes through discipline. If you got your ducks in a row, you're gonna always know where things at when you need them. You want to have the right people in the right place. You want to have the right products in the right place. You want to have everything in order at the right times because it's a such thing as opportunity cost. A lot of people miss out on big things just because of an opportunity cost. Say, for instance, right now, there's a major $3 billion project, $3 billion project going on in my community, Fifth Ward, the neighborhood that I was raised in my whole life, right? So they bringing this project in, and it's gonna be 150 acres. They're gonna build pretty much a whole city inside of my community, which is an urban black ghetto. But what's gonna happen is the residents that lived here, that I grew up with, in the community that I've seen growing up, won't be able to capitalize unless they make moves right now. And if you make them, well, you should have been made a move, but you want to make a move right now. But if you let that pass you up, that same lot, if you didn't maximize on that opportunity at the time, you are losing way more money if you buy. Even if you buy it down the line, you're losing money because you missed the opportunity cost. So you want to maximize that. Last, you must redirect. Last, use your discipline to redirect, reshape, and reinforce who you are so that discipline will become a part of you. What I mean by that is you can reinvent yourself at any time. If you want to get in shape right now, all you got to do is start discipline on a micro level. You can get up and start walking every day. Start eating a little bit of fruit every day instead of the things you've been eating. But you just got to create that system. And you can reshape your body. You can reshape your bank account. You can reshape your relationships. Anything anything that you got around you, if you apply discipline, you can redirect your life and reshape and reinvent yourself. You don't have to settle for anything. That's what I learned in life. Never compromise, never surrender, and never, most importantly, never settle. And what I mean by never settle, if you're not happy with how things going, it's up to you to make a change if you want things to change. And if you want things to really change, you're gonna have to apply discipline. Because just me coming up, I grew up with a rich grandparent, and I didn't get anything in return when my grandfather deceased. But I learned discipline from him. And that's the most important lesson in the world. Because discipline, you can create your own system instead of worried about somebody giving you anything. Yeah. Discipline brings about structure and stability in a person's life. Suppose you want to get to your goals you set, you must add structure and stability, or your plans will be disorganized. And that's what I just meant by organization. If you're not organized with your plans and what you want to do, you want to get organized, but discipline will make you organized, and it also will make you have structure to yourself. Your suit would just fit a little bit better. Your shirt would just a little bit be more crisp. You would just have a little bit more keen focus on the things you're doing, because you know you are moving with a purpose. Discipline allows you to move with a purpose throughout this life and navigate with intention instead of navigating on emotions and feelings and navigating under other people's control. Discipline allows you to move with intention. Structure and stability create first-class human behavior. For example, every morning when you wake up, you make up your bed. You're starting your day off with structure and stability. You know what things are, and making your bed will force you to straighten your room. There is structure and stability before you even walk out your house and start your day. From there, it is a snowball effect. Everywhere you go, your job, business, or family, there will be an environment where structure and stability will create a disciplined environment to be in. And that goes back to order, organization, discipline. All these things is the foundation of success. When you decide to apply discipline to your life, that's the day that you'll decide to take control over your own actions. That's the day that you'll decide to start taking accountability for self. When you apply discipline, that's the day that you don't worry about the outside world making a change for you. That's the day you decide to make a change for yourself. And discipline is the groundwork for everything that we need in this country to become successful. When you can take the thoughts that's in your mind and apply them to your actions, no matter what adversity comes between you and your end goal, that's the secret success to becoming a successful entrepreneur, a successful revolutionary, a successful person that can make a change in this world. Artist, pianist, musician, athlete, whatever you want to do in this world. If you apply discipline and you apply protocol and routine and a system to your life, you will overcome all obstacles. And if you enjoyed this video, I really thank you and appreciate for listening all the way through the end.